In the last few days, our team has received some incredible intel from an anonymous source. A mysterious Stellaron burst has occurred aboard the Xianzhou Lafu. Today, we're lucky to have with us in the studio the Lafu Skyfaring Hellmaster Madame Yukong, as well as Mr. La Cha, a traveling merchant currently staying on the ship. Oh, you're talking about the hacker girl, right? Silverwolf? I heard she infiltrated the Xianzhou systems.
Like this one?
Exactly, just like...
Your fake ID info's ready. Alright, let's get going. We have to challenge the space station. But challenge me? Good luck. Bit of a bind. Our exhibit was stolen. Let me take a look. So these are the suspects.
Let's settle this. Enough talk. Have at it!
Never let your guard down in front of your enemy. And now, young man, allow me to give you a dignified end.
And whether or not your world has a day-night cycle, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. As always, it's your host and good buddy Albert. Welcome to the Honkai Star Rail version 1.1 Galactic Roaming Special Program.
Hello, good to be here.
Hi guys, my name's Melissa Fun and I voice Silverwolf.
Hey folks, my name's Craig Lee Thomas and I voice La Cha.
Hi everyone, I'm Dawn M. Bennett and I voice Yukong.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, the first time we saw this mysterious girl was back at the start of the story.
That's right. It's hard to keep an air of mystery when you're the first one on the scene, but...
I think she couldn't have timed it better.
I think you couldn't have timed that better.
So, what role does Silverwolf have within the Stellaron Hunters?
She's a super hacker, essentially. Lots of technical know-how. If you've got a hack, she's got your back. Silverwolf is a quantum-type character following the path of nihility. She can apply different debuffs to enemies to improve her allies' combat superiority. In particular, her skill can inflict a weakness on enemies. The weakness she inflicts matches a random ally's attack type.
Which is to say that even if nobody on her team has an attack type which matches an enemy's weakness, Silverwolf can create a weakness that will correspond to an ally's existing strength.
Exactly! In addition, every one of Silverwolf's attacks has a chance of inflicting the enemy with a random bug. There are 3 kinds of bugs, which reduce the enemy's attack, defense, and speed, respectively.
Okay.
And outside of combat, Silverwolf can use her technique to attack an enemy and enter battle. Regardless of enemy weakness, she deals damage to all enemies and reduces their toughness.
If Silverwolf breaks an enemy's weakness with her technique, it triggers the quantum weakness break effect, right?
Yes, that's right. What else was I going to mention? Her ultimate. Silverwolf's ultimate has a high chance of reducing the enemy's defense in addition to dealing damage.
I love that animation! So is La Cha a good guy or villain?
I don't think we have enough information.
All right then. Guess all you trailblazers have to make up your own minds. So, Why don't we take a look at his abilities?
Ooh, now we're talking. Law Cha is an imaginary type character following the path of abundance. For a man with medical knowledge, it's not surprising that he's strong on protection. He can offer healing too and dispel debuffs. For example, Law Cha's skill can restore an ally's HP. When the HP of any ally falls below a certain percentage, Law Cha uses his skill on them without consuming any skill points. This effect can be triggered again after a set number of turns.
Emergency healing, huh? Important for team survival.
Sure is. After unlocking a special trace, using Law Cha's skill also dispels a debuff from an ally. Using Law Cha's ultimate, Death Wish, dispels one buff from and deals imaginary damage to all enemies.
In other words, if you've got an enemy that's always buffing themselves or debuffing your allies, Law Cha has an important role to play.
Precisely. And here's something else. Every time Law Cha uses his skill or ultimate, he grants himself one stack of Abyss Flower. Now, when the Abyss Flower reaches a certain number of stacks, Law Cha deploys a field against the enemy, which lasts for a set number of turns. When the field is active, allies recover a set amount of HP whenever they make an attack. And that's not all. After unlocking a special trace, attacks against enemies in the field can restore ally HP.
Cool, it's like a force field of healing.
During exploration, when Law Cha uses his technique, Mercy of a Fool, his field will be immediately generated at the start of the next battle.
Sheesh. Mr. Law Cha, mysterious origins and extraordinary skills. I'm talking about the elegant, sky-faring Hellmaster, Madame Yukong.
About time, too! Well, from commerce, cargo, passengers, all the way through to the Air Force, the Skyfaring Commission is in charge of all matters relating to flight. Yukong is an imaginary type character following the path of harmony. Her skill, Emboldening Salvo, grants her 2 stacks of Roaring Bowstrings. When Roaring Bowstrings is active, the attack of all allies increases. Yukong loses 1 stack of Roaring Bowstrings with every allied turn.
In other words, Yukong's skill can increase allies' attack for 2 turns.
You got it. During exploration, using Yukong's technique increases her movement speed for a set time. It also allows her to obtain 2 stacks of Roaring Bowstrings at the start of the next battle.
Ooh, sounds like a good recipe for shaking off enemy pursuers.
Using Yukong's basic attack triggers her talent 7 Layers, 1 Arrow, which deals additional damage and increases the toughness reducing damage of the current attack. This effect can be triggered again after a set number of turns. When Yukong unleashes her ultimate, Diving Kestrel, she deals imaginary damage to a single target. If Roaring Bowstrings is active, its effect is enhanced, increasing the crit rate and crit damage of all allies. Her days on the front lines may be over, but Yukong's skills didn't go anywhere. Maybe one day, we'll get to see her take flight once again.
Ooh, here's hoping. The Silverwolf energy is strong in this one.
You got that right. Someone don't want to tidy the room?
So true. She's like, I told you, Kafka. I'm gonna tidy it. As soon as version 1.1 finishes downloading.
See, it looks like a snapshot of Law Cha talking to the coffin?
Wow, looks like some kind of thorny vines are emerging from beneath the lid. So many questions. I get a sense of mystery and elegance, but there's also a kind of tenderness and fragility here.
Check this out. During the first phase of version 1.1 in the character warp, Contract 0, Trailblazers can obtain the limited 5-star character Silverwolf. During the same phase in the Light Cone event warp, the drop rate of the 5-star Light Cone Incessant Rain will be boosted. In phase of version 1.1 in the character warp Lake Pursuit, Trailblazers can obtain the limited 5-star character Law Cha and 4-star character Yukong. They're in the same phase. In the light cone event warp, the drop rate of the 5-star light cone Echoes of the Coffin will be boosted. Version 1.2 rolls around. Trailblazers can take part in an in-game event to obtain the 4-star character Yukong for free.
Sick.
During the invasion, she left behind some kind of digital graffiti. Just her way of letting everyone know Silverwolf was here.
Way to rub it in their faces, Silverwolf.
Anyway, in the Star Hunt game event, the Trailblazers receive an invite from the space station's network security engineer, Leonard. They have to help Leonard locate the digital graffiti hidden across the station and uncover the secrets inside. We also get to meet a new Genius Society member, one of Madame Herda's collaborators, Screwlum. He'll be helping the Trailblazers too.
Wait, haven't we seen Screwlum before somewhere?
I think we saw a hologram portrait of him in Herda's office. He's a robot, right?
A robot Genius Society member.
You know what I found out? Silverwolf and Screwlum actually faced off against each other once. You can see a snapshot of their fight in the We Will Meet Again light cone.
Whoa. Okay, Screwlum, looking kind of handsome there. Geez, his portrait really doesn't do him justice.
If you and the light cone need a moment here, the rest of us can head out.
What a handsome robot.
I guess this event will be the second time Screwlum's come up against Silverwolf's mischief, then. Old enemies locking horns once again.
Ooh, guess it does kind of feel like a rematch.
But I did hear that the designs are collectible. The Trailblazer can apply them to in-game surfaces and take photos with the artwork.
So
Nice.
cool.
Collecting the graffiti designs also allows you to unlock the limited 4-star light cone before the tutorial mission starts. Complete the event mission to obtain Always Smiling, which can be exchanged in the event shop for limited light cone special superimposition material, as well as stellar jade.
Hey, that's another good-looking light cone. Not to change the subject or anything, but I gotta ask, is that Albert merch I'm seeing over there?
It looks so fluffy! I want one!
Anyway, in the Everwinter City Museum Ledger of Curiosities event, the Trailblazer must help Pela track down clues and recover the lost exhibits.
Nice. Oh, I love a good whodunit.
Sounds great.
Well, that's not all. The Trailblazer can take on managerial responsibilities and help run the place.
Huh. So what does that involve exactly?
I'm glad you asked. The Trailblazer can do things like collect exhibits and enlist other individuals to improve the overall experience for visitors. After achieving specific operational goals, they can accumulate funds to expand the museum's exhibits and gradually unlock limited-time rewards, such as stellar jade, lost crystals, and self-modeling resin.
Sounds like fun. I'm sure it'll be a piece of cake.
When the limited-time event is over, the museum will remain as a mode within the game. Trailblazers can return to the museum at any time to check out the collection and catch up with colleagues.
A researcher from the space station found a combat simulation program of unknown origin called Stellar Flare, which contains a series of new challenge stages.
Huh? More challenges?
Every stage in Stellar Flare has a challenge theme and corresponding special mechanism. Trailblazers will have to think outside the box and use any advantages offered by the mechanisms to complete the stage in as few turns as possible.
Sounds like the Forgotten Hall to me.
The difference with Stellar Flare is that the special mechanisms might require completely new ways of thinking about combat. For example, in some stages, using your skill doesn't consume skill points. In others, damage dealt when breaking an enemy's toughness is increased, but the enemy's toughness will be immediately restored.
Huh, sounds pretty cool, but I'm sure Silverwolf will take care of it in one turn.
What if I haven't leveled up enough characters? Is it impossible for me to complete the challenge?
Don't worry. To assist Trailblazers in completing the challenge, every Stellar Flare stage has a trial character suited to the theme.
You don't say. I ain't gonna get behind that.
The Garden of Plenty event. Recently, the cosmos has entered a turbulent cycle, and the calyxes are unusually active. The reality data contained within them has grown exponentially.
Huh, which means
It means that over a fixed time period, Trailblazers have a set number of daily attempts to obtain double the rewards from Calyxes. Leveling up, here we come! The next event we're going to talk about is called Lab Assistance in Position. Wen Shuling is a Department of Implement Arts researcher on Herta Space Station, and she's currently preparing research topics needed for the next quarter. However, the Antimatter Legion's invasion has messed up her progress. As a result, Wen Shuling has asked the Trailblazer to help her collect monster materials for use in her research topic. If the Trailblazer collects and submits the experimental materials required on a given day, they can receive corresponding reward. In version 1.1, 3 new companion missions are destined for the Xianzhou La Fu. These missions will involve Bailu, Yanqing, and Luo Cha. As for the specifics, I'm gonna keep that a secret for now. We can't go spoiling all the fun, can we?
What? Not even one detail?
Come on, Don. Can you give us a little something? We're on the edge of our seats here.
Yeah, come on, Don.
All right. Do you guys remember the girl with the blindfold in the opening trailer? And now, young man, allow me to give you a dignified end.
I was wondering who she was.
Well, all I'll say is that she and the Xianzhou have a complicated past. And her appearance on the Xianzhou leads to a dramatic encounter with Cloud Knight Lieutenant Yin Qing. And that's all you're getting. Sorry! Surprises are worth waiting for.
I hate waiting.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm afraid that's all you're getting. The check-in event Gift of Odyssey will also be arriving in version 1.1. For the length of this version, as long as Trailblazers log in for 7 days, they can acquire 10 Star Rail Special Passes. Version 1.1 will also see some system updates. When Trailblazers need to obtain leveling materials that only a certain type of enemy can produce, they can instantly teleport to an area where the enemy is present, as well as pinpoint the precise location of the enemy on the map with a marker.
Sounds like a real time saver.
Wait until you hear this. Once the enemy in question is defeated, the marker will automatically move to the location of the next enemy. After all marked enemies on a map have been defeated, Trailblazers can continue to pinpoint enemies on other maps. This process can be repeated until all daily respawn enemies of a certain type have been defeated.
Oh, that's a lifesaver. I barely found my way to the studio today.
There's also a small combat surprise in store. During combat, trotters that have lost their way may randomly enter battle. As long as the trotter is defeated before it manages to flee, additional leveling materials can be obtained.
Enemy geolocation and additional material opportunities? Devs, I owe you one.
Last but not least, in order to help Trailblazers stay in touch, version 1.1 also has a friend chat function.
So you mean, aside from helping friends through Support Assist, we can send them messages too?
You got it. Doesn't matter if they're old companions or new acquaintances.
That's the spirit of trailblazing right there.
Oh, hey, Albert, what's your account? Let me add you.
What?
I need to add you. You can be my personal IPC customer service. What do you think?
Hello. Hey, don't get any ideas because I nearly made up a service that doesn't exist.
So you don't want to add me? Guess I'll just have to hack you.
Wait a minute. We can negotiate.
Yeah, I'm gonna need those account details too.
Count me in. Sorry to jump on the bandwagon here, Albert, but you're a celebrity anchor for the IPC. Everyone wants to be your friend.
Fine, but I'm switching my account the next chance I get. Time for today's third redemption code. Looks like our special program has come to an end.
Darn.
But as the first guest on the program, you guys got any thoughts, reflections, complaints?
Oh, it's been an honor to be on the show, Albert. I gotta say, we covered a lot of ground. Now I'm even more excited for the updates. Fingers crossed I get Silverwolf.
Yeah, seriously, same.
Greg, how you feeling?
I feel like I've got more questions than I came in with. What new directions will Luo Cha take the story in? Who's stealing exhibits from the museum? And what about those companion missions? Guess we'll have to find out the answers in-game.
Yeah.
For real. As for me, well, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'd seen a lot of Yukong up to now, but this was the first time I got to understand her moves and role on the battlefield. She's so cool. I kinda wanna be her. Then again, I guess I kinda am her.
I had to double check there for a second, huh? Well, that's it for the Honkai Star Rail version 1.1 special program. I want to thank all you Trailblazers today for tuning in, and hey, we'll see you on the flip side.
See you in the game.
Bye. See you when I see ya.
everyone.
Later, guys.
Bye!
You didn't think it was over, did you?